right, so I guess we're stuck on the name of Microphones and Morons.
I guess we're stuck with that. Yeah,
it feels appropriate. Plus, OG fans will remember.
Episode 0.
Yep.
Yeah, welcome to Microphones and Morons. This is our monthly recap of everything that's happened in the month of March. This episode in particular, our March edition.
It'll come out in March, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's on releasing with the final episode of the month, and that's how every one of these will work.
Yeah, we'll record it
in the
shortly
future
before.
Yeah, the last Saturday of the month we'll record, and then it'll release with the last episode of the month,
which will be, I guess, a Monday or a Friday.
Yep. So
it's Saturday today, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So, no monsters, just morons, and Microphones and Morons. And this is this is like our Talking Dead, but for our show.
And way less cool. We don't have any cool guest stars.
No.
I'm not the guest star?
No, you're part of the group. Like, you're part of this.
Yeah.
We don't get any celebrities that are fans to come on and talk about
it. I guess first of all, we do want to give a shout out to Teenagers with Attitude. If you haven't heard it yet, it is a podcast. You could find it simply by searching Teenagers with Attitude, and it's a Power Rangers rewatch podcast. Where a bunch of adults rewatch every episode on the hit kids show and recap every crazy, insane, and occasionally hilarious and awesome thing that happens. So, definitely go check them out. I believe one of the hosts for it is friends with Max, which Max is not joining us this week. We are recording remotely, which we normally don't do.
Right.
But, check them out. Their Twitter is @teenswithtude.
Cool.
But we just set up Richard's microphone today. Well, Richard set it up.
Yeah.
To be able to record. It was just going to be me originally, and I was like, oh, I want somebody to talk with me on this. And then Steven set his up last week. We got some of the some extra equipment that I had to Richard, and Max is just really busy and swamped and stressed with work, so he will not be joining us today.
Stressful times.
Yep.
We
probably shouldn't have gotten together and set Richard's audio up and then gone home to record separately. That was probably a bad decision.
That's okay. We'll be in this together.
Yeah. But no, I sanitized everything. I left it in the trunk of my car, and I was like, just pop the trunk and take it.
Luckily,
wiped everything down with Clorox
first.
Wipes. Do I know?
Luckily, I was the one who got there first.
Do we know that this is really Richard?
I don't know.
But Microphones and Monsters. We did kind of touch on the origin, like what led to us wanting to do this in episode 0, but a little bit more on the origin, I guess.
Secret origin of Microphones and Monsters.
I had just started DMing for the first time like a month before. I just came across a free mixer, a free microphone, and free microphone stand, and I was like, hey, Richard, how about let's do a D&D podcast? And at the time, I hadn't even listened to any D&D pod. Well, no, I had listened to The Adventure Zone, and I was still fairly at the beginning of it, but I was like trying to learn how to be a DM and how to do things. And I figured I'd listen to somebody else do it. And at the time, I didn't know the Adventure Zone was as big as it is.
Yeah.
But
I was excited when he asked me to do it. I mean, I've been playing D&D a long time. And, it's kind of a new, fresh take on it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to think that, at least. Definitely approaching it in a different manner than I've ever played as a player.
Oh yeah.
Or a DM, like, well, the one session, the one campaign that I did as a DM is different than this.
Right. I mean, this is, and even before we decided on the setting, which wasn't initially. Initially, we were kind of planning on doing a more traditional D&D setting.
Yeah. Yeah, we were. Slightly.
Traditional
I was, because our campaign that took place in the Lost Mines of Phandelver and then Storm King's Thunder was completely way off book because of one particular goblin named Droopy, who became this fantastical scientist person, and then they were basically James Bond as a party, and Droopy was Q.
Wait, are you telling me that, like, remote headsets that speak over long distances aren't a normal part of Dungeons and Dragons?
It depends on your DM.
Are we not going to get an airship in this campaign?
Define
I don't know.
Airship.
Now, airships are a thing in D&D,
good.
especially in Eberron.
Specifically rigid airships.
Oh, okay. I thought that was special.
No, well, the level that airship was very special. It's beyond even Eberron technology. But no, I brought the idea up to Richard. I brought it up to our entire party, and out of 4 people, Richard was immediately on board. We had another guy, John. He was going to play with us and ended up, due to just personal reasons and everything non-related to the podcast or D&D or anything, he had to back out. We also had Dietrich from Innominate podcast, and she's also the writer and creator of Sticks Shift Incorporated. I think I said that right?
Yes. Sticks Shift Incorporated.
Yes, which Richard is a voice actor on it.
Yes, and it should actually be coming soon, in April, hopefully.
Yeah, so check that out. We are following them. I have retweeted some things that Dietrich has put out on there. So definitely give Sticks Shift Incorporated a follow, and watch out. It's an audio drama.
It is. It is actually scripted.
Yes, it is scripted. Now, she was going to be joining us, but due to personal reasons, she had to back out as well. So we had to scramble, like for like a whole year. I would say about 10 months, maybe. Like we had our cast.
Yeah.
And then October, was it Dietrich had to back out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
October, and then we got Max, and then November came around and John had to back out, and then we were just like, oh, okay, well, what are we going to do? Who can I approach?
Desperately get with no talent.
We had just got done with Thanksgiving, and I was talking to Steven. Yeah, we did Thanksgiving this past year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I was talking to Steven about something, and then like it was just like a couple days or a week after we were talking about, I was telling him about the podcast and just us podcasting in general, or maybe it was the wedding party.
The
anyways,
reception, the post.
Yeah, the
reception.
post party.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Waited till it was cool outside, and then it rained.
That's when I met Richard.
Yes.
Yes. And I was telling Steven about it, and he showed interest in it. And as soon as John backed out, I was like, Steven, like, I'm going to ask you first since you showed interest. And then he thought on it for like a week or two and then decided to do it.
Yep. It was pretty, it was an interesting concept. And, I just started playing, in the other campaign, and I knew that one was actually close to coming to an end. And so I was like, well, I'd like to keep playing, and I know two of these guys. So sure, I'll be on a podcast. Why not?
And there's nothing like learning to swim by just jumping in the deep end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You guys keep talking about Eberron and Boogie Boo, and I don't know what those things are. I'm not exaggerating. I don't know any of this. All I know is what happens in our campaign. I'm trying to just avoid reading because I know how much Adam goes off book and stuff like that. If there's something I need to know, they'll tell me. And so I'm the moron. That's actually, these guys are the microphones.
You're just the new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just the new guy. That's it.
I'm the new guy.
I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 months, I had the entire intro ready, like planned out, the first story arc, like planned out for like 5 months before we started losing the other two hosts. And like I had less than a month to revamp like the entire process I was going through, and had to like just scrap a bunch of ideas to do this first story arc that ends with part 9 of A Sound Unknown. And it's completely different than what we had planned. Like we originally did a test background episode for Alistair. We were going to do for the other two players as well, but which it turned out really good. But like
it did, and
we
maybe
did have
we'll do it
people
sometime if we get like Patreon support or something.
Yeah. Which I did take down our Patreon links and everything for right now with the pandemic going on. I'm not trying to
there's no reason
ask people for money.
No.
Yeah. We're going to keep releasing episodes. We do have a very hefty backlog, and we have time to get our audio right if we are to continue to have to remote play.
Yeah, we did a lot of thinking and planning and designing character backstories that were all going to be integrated into everything.
Yeah, yeah. And instead of like giving the backstories up front, it's a mystery campaign. Like it's a horror mystery campaign overall. And why not let the characters be a mystery as well?
Yeah. One of the many awesome contributions of Adam's wife.
Yes, yes. She does help me out a lot. Billie Jean. She people were like, because we had a test group listen over from Nerdsmith. Over at Nerdsmith, I had asked if anybody wanted to help out and give a beta listen to see what they thought. Got a lot of thumbs up on a bunch of stuff, but then there was things like, well, why do I care about this character? Why am I listening to this character and I know nothing about it? Like, why do I care about his backstory? And I ran that by Billie Jean, and she was like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you give everybody all the information up front when like that should be part of the story? Oh yeah. No, I mean, and that completely changed everything.
Yeah. And that's a better way to do it. My wife and I, we've been watching through Lost because she's never seen it. And a lot of that, especially at the beginning of the show, people crash on the island and you don't know who they are, and you find out information about them, and some flashbacks and stuff like that, but you don't know everything that's happening. And so all of that information comes out when it's relevant.
And sometimes you have unreliable narrators too. You learn things that you think are true and actually aren't.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like in the future, well, the next episode is going to, it's going to be a nice little sneak peek behind the characters.
Sneak peek.
So if you're listening to this, the next episode is pretty important when it comes to the characters themselves and what makes them who they are.
Yeah, Victor actually gets a jetpack, and I'm just kidding.
But that's pretty much the origin of this and like what went down. Like a lot of preparation went into this. It wasn't something like, oh, we got the idea, we're gonna plug in and start playing.
As impressive as that would be, we actually did a lot of preparation and practice.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It took me. I was struggling trying to come up with backstory and motivation and character traits for Victor, and I was talking with both of these guys, a good bit about it, trying to nail that down, especially since I didn't have a year to prepare.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a month at best.
Yep.
But I definitely like helped guide you. I was like, you know what, this would be really cool, and you can still play somebody that would be similar to you. Right. Because that's a little bit easier. Which is weird. It's weird saying that, knowing that your character eats corpses.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want people to know that, Yeah. So now people are going to be watching me. I'm going to be on lists. No, Victor's character, like his motivations and stuff, like I haven't done as much voice acting or role playing, and so it's helped me to be able to come at it from a perspective that's more similar to my own. I probably wouldn't be very good at playing Julian or Alistair.
You might surprise yourself after some time.
After some time, I don't think that was out of the gate. Me playing crazy, different personality than my own would have been the best choice for me. I'm glad you. Oh, go ahead. Oh yeah, because it lets me get in the shoes of the character a little bit easier, and it's been easier, the more sessions we do to get into character, and Victor's not the same exact person as me, which is good because again,
he seasons his people.
Right. Yeah. I'm like Luth. I just bite the back of the head right off.
Right.
But no, I'm really glad that because I was going off of what you wanted to do, and then I was like, well, here, but you were running into trouble on coming up with something. I was like, well, here, I just looked through the book and I was like, this could work with what he's wanting to do as far as like character personality. And I was like, but let's throw a wrench in there and kind of break up just break you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So you can learn how to like really get into a character. And then we sat down and was going through like your motivations and everything was just clicking, and you were just like, yes, let's do this.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of that progress, I think, was just in your kitchen. Like we were just standing there, so it was appropriate for Victor.
Yeah, it was kitchen and dining room. Yeah.
I think in a lot of cases it's about getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, it really is.
Once you kind of get that thought moving, a lot of it just kind of falls in place.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I even when we're playing, like the beginning of a session, I have to get into it before I can get into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. Makes sense. Cut that out.
No, I'm not.
Leave it in.
but no, it makes sense. So, and then Alistair, like, Richard immediately wanted to be a cat, a Dreamlands cat. From the time I showed him the PDF when I first got it.
It was such a unique concept. Like, in all of the time I've played D&D, a character being a cat is not something I've ever run across.
Yeah. Like there's been tabaxi. Mm-hmm. They're humanoid, like but yeah.
But not like an actual cat.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was amazing. I love the Dreamlands cats. I love the ghouls, and I love
Crypt
well, yeah, Crypt folk ghouls, same. Yeah, the Mythos ghouls.
There you go.
And the Zoogs. I love the Zoogs. If I was to play in a campaign in this setting, I would definitely play a Zoog.
Too many Zoogs.
And Zoogs will be in the story. It's coming up. But no, we're playing with Sandy Peterson's Cthulhu Mythos. So, I mean, the information's out there, the book's out there. PDF is cheap if you just want the PDF. So, I mean, it's a really fun change from your typical regular D&D fantasy setting and tropes.
Right. And it's a really good addition, actually. Like, it fits really well with the base 5e rules.
Yeah. It fits in well with like how the mechanics of the game work. Like it's the stuff that's added, it builds on it. It doesn't try to set a whole new foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is really nice because he originally did it for Pathfinder, and then brought it over to 5th edition and added a shit ton of new, I think, new classes and new monsters. So that was really nice. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah. It is
Nothing
fun.
about Pathfinder.
I've never played it, but I love Shadowrun, and I always have wanted to play in Shadowrun.
Yeah. We almost did once.
Yes. And then things went through. Things fell through. So I know my favorite moment from this month so far, and I'll get to that. But I want to see what you two guys. What was your favorite moment through episodes 1 through 9 so far for this month?
Oh, favorite moment like overall?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
tough.
like your favorite overall moment, or just maybe it's a joke that happens multiple times, and that's your favorite moment or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Can we do a top 3?
Yeah. Do a top 3. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your top 3 moments?
Well, mine mostly relate to Victor.
Yeah.
Well, that would be normal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think some of my top 3 would probably be like number 3 is that like I love that I thought that Victor would want Gertie and Gerbo to like meet and hit it off, like the little matchmaker stuff. I love that. I mean, both their names start with G, and they're both little people. You know, like it would be really fun. I feel if that happened, and so Victor will continue to sort of hold that candle. You know, like Gertie and Gerbo is like his Ross and Rachel.
Okay.
But number 2, I would say, is when Victor completely failed to go undercover and try to get information from the sheriff, and Julian had to like come in and bail him out.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to improv something and just nothing was happening. It's like, oh, I want to see. I love the theater.
I stalk the theater.
But
see, I don't like to rely on roles when it comes to trying to talk your way out of something.
Right. That's
in
not
D&D.
as fun.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment is when Victor became a superhero and did a ninja flip over the Shoggoth and got the bow.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Without dying. That was my favorite part, that Victor didn't die. I spent a long time on that character and I did not want him to die.
Yeah, you almost died.
I didn't want him to. But yeah, that would be like my top 3 moments from this month.
That's a good top 3. What about you, Richard?
I don't know if I would say like a singular moment, but it's been a lot of fun just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Like at every turn, messing with stage managers or whatever he was.
It was the owner of the theater,
the owner of the
actually.
The theater owner. Yeah, just knocking on doors, trying to keep him all like rattled.
Yeah.
Or just knocking stuff off of the sheriff's desk.
Is anyone there?
Or really all of the exchange, at least whenever Max remembered that he couldn't understand me.
Yeah.
Like that was really good stuff. Like it was a lot of fun.
He said that was really good stuff and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
retroactively made Victor had translated that entire time.
Yeah, obviously that's what happened.
I'm glad it didn't last that long, but I was just laughing. But like, I was just listening to what y'all were saying. I was just waiting for that moment to be like, yeah, by the way, like you don't know what he's saying.
I tried to give him an out. Like I was trying to be like, did you understand me?
Yeah.
So he could
I figured he would have
back up on it.
I figured he would have caught that, but he didn't. And then Steven's looking at me, look so concerned. Like he's like, aren't you gonna say something, like with his eyes? But I couldn't talk because I knew I'd start laughing. So I was just letting y'all just do that for a second. And then I was like, let's get back on track here.
But luckily, we won't have to remember that too much more, except for you and I, Adam. Like it's still going to be a thing for us.
Oh yeah, forever. Yes. Which I'm actually pretty good at it. And then whenever like I do understand you, I like to throw in like, oh yeah, well I understand you. Yeah, I understand cats.
I like that it's so easy for me because I don't have to like pay any attention to it at all.
No,
like,
you don't.
I can just act like people hear me because I'm just that pretentious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You just don't care if they
that.
heard you.
I love that about Alistair because you're talking like people can hear you, but you're saying things that you probably shouldn't be saying.
Right.
In a normal like conversation or
Right,
to
exactly.
people.
Kind of like Garfield. Garfield just thinks whatever he wants, and everyone forgets that the little bubbles mean that he's not actually speaking.
Yeah.
What? Garfield doesn't actually speak?
No, Odie speaks more than Garfield because Odie goes bark, and it says bark, and it's got a little line.
Yeah, it does.
Or an arrow. I'm an expert on Garfield.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
Does that
no.
I was going to say, does that extend to Garfield minus Garfield?
I loved Garfield minus Garfield. That was hilarious. Now, when I was a kid, I read like the first, probably 10, 15 like Garfield books. Like I read them over and over again. Like old school Garfield was hilarious. It's not as good now.
Oh, like with the weird art where Garfield was like actually fat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he acted like a cat. He talked about catching mice and stuff like that.
Or how about I'm sorry, John?
That's my favorite right there. I'm sorry, John. That is my favorite section of Garfield. And it even extends out to I'm sorry, everyone. I really like the Phineas and Ferb I'm sorries. So
I don't know. Might have inspired some things.
Oh, totally. I'm hoping that in the future, as some things that have been inspired by I'm sorry, John, and things like that. I'm hoping some of those artists that do those comics will do some fan art for us.
Oh, that would be cool.
Hint.
Hint, we want fan art.
Maybe we can get the Garfield minus Garfield guy to cut Julian out of the show.
Oh. So much hate for Julian.
No, I don't hate Julian.
I think it's just because he's not here.
I think he's... And I mean, I've said this to Max. We're not talking about him behind his back.
Oh, no, of course
or
not.
anything like that.
I mean, obviously he can hear all of this later.
Yes, he's going to be listening. But I think Dr. Julian Cottage is like the perfect character to love to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rough. It takes a lot out on me because I'm so much like Victor. And he just makes me feel so guilty for eating all of those dead people.
Yeah. He does not. He doesn't really ease up on Victor too much.
No, he doesn't. But that's within his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Max are cool.
My favorite moments, the Shoggoth flip was probably my favorite moment so far. The Victor jumping over the Shoggoth and grabbing the bow and then landing on the ground and then taking off running to the back of the stage.
Oh yeah.
Like I love that. I love describing that.
No,
I love the Shoggoth fight. And I guess we haven't said that it's a Shoggoth in the thing, but it's a Shoggoth.
It's a Shoggoth. But meta information.
Yes.
That's not spoilers. It's already there.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
That's like in the outro where y'all fought the Moon Beast. I didn't reveal that they were Moon Beasts, but in the outro I was like, your Moon Beast sound sucking thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Sucking sound thing. Sound sucking. I'm sucking in sounds. But I loved describing what was going on with Matthias and the Shoggoth burrowing into him and then splitting him apart and then continuing to play the violin with his arms and hands.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
All separated from his body.
A rather graphic description.
Yeah. I do like throwing in more than just visual descriptions. I like throwing in the sounds and smells even.
Oh yeah, well, the sounds especially help on a podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm talking describing the sounds without making the sound. That's what I'm talking about.
I like it when you make the sound.
I don't know.
I try to make the sounds when I can. Yeah, I try to make the sounds when I can.
Yeah,
but sometimes I don't want to be just like in the microphone.
We really need to figure out a way to get these smells out to the people.
Yes. Somebody needs to develop that technology and we will beta test it.
When we get the Patreon back up, we're going to send out like scratch and sniff cards to smell along with the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Scratch and sniff Shoggoth.
You can be right there in Victor's sewer house.
Yeah. Right there. The smell of the I know this isn't the real name, but I still love it. Autopsitorium. What the hell's wrong with us?
I don't know.
I don't know. Microphones and morons. I think it says it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in honor of Max, I think that his performance as fake Sheriff Barham Shotgun was excellent.
Yes.
It was excellent
funny
in a way.
Yes. Y'all. What episode 8 ended off with like, what's going on in here? And then somebody went, y'all.
Y'all.
I think that was me.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, this is a bunch of fun just making this.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you guys are having fun?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
I'm working hard here.
Working hard or hardly working.
And with all this going on, like it's been I was sick. I'm going on almost 4 weeks now of being sick. Like I'm definitely at the tail end. But I still feel it in my chest. But that has been a very big distraction along with my schizophrenia and anxiety that comes with that and paranoia and all that has really distracted me from coming up with the next part of the story for us to record and everything like that. But I have a plan. We just have to get the microphone situated to be able to do it.
Yeah, we got to get the monsters to behave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been getting a lot of really great feedback from the community, the actual play community.
Oh yeah, which we're really appreciative of. Keep it coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there were a couple of really, really nice tweets that people sent out.
Yeah, we've been getting tweets. We've been getting DMs even.
And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yes. Throughout each month, we definitely would like for people to come forward, send us a DM, send us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. We have links to all of them on our website. But just give us comments, questions. If you have any underlying questions about the characters, the players, that revolve around the show. Not personal questions, but things that pertain to microphones and monsters, and or moments that just didn't make sense to you, and maybe you have a question about it, and if I can answer it, we can answer it, then we will. If it's something that's going to come later, of course, we can't give you an answer.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can give you an answer, but it might be misleading.
Yeah, true.
If you want to book us for parties,
yeah, just cue us up on Podbean or Spotify. just play us in the background. 5-year-old Christmas party. Why did I say Christmas party?
Yeah, 5-year-old Christmas party.
A 5-year-old's Christmas party. Well, Richard's got like a deep voice. He could probably do like a Santa.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you knew this. I might have mentioned it at some point, but my uncle is Santa.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. Your uncle's Tim Allen?
No. No. Tim Allen was hokey. Like my uncle's the real deal.
That guy from Ernest Saves Christmas. It's a very heartwarming movie.
But yeah, you could say it's the family business.
We would love to get a review on Podchaser if you're a regular listener. We have gotten some. Nicholas Rodriguez I believe he's from a Fool's Quest podcast. He said, "This podcast is absolutely amazing. The voice actors are amusing and their characters are interesting and unique. I am excited to see how the show progresses."
I am too.
And then I don't remember his real name, but the guy that plays Albion on on GMM Cast. It's Green Mountain Mysteries. It's another actual play podcast. He had given us a review. It says this podcast is off to an absolutely brilliant start. The characters are immediately engaging. The mystery quickly dread-inducing, and the monsters utterly disturbing. There's even an intelligent cat warlock. I mean, come on. It pivots from being highly amusing to very unsettling quickly and smoothly. Definitely can't wait for more. And then, of course, my wife said, I enjoy how everyone meshes and the story flows so naturally.
My wife loves the podcast, too. She doesn't even have anything to do with it. She's not involved in the creation, the story, nothing. She just listens to it. She was sort of one of our test listeners for our early batch of episodes, and she listens to all the new episodes when they come out now. So,
yeah,
my wife is very nice and supportive.
But yeah, absolutely. Major props to everybody out there listening.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so
much. Oh, hell, we got like within a couple days of every new episode that comes out, we have like a steady, roughly 15 listeners that listen to every new episode as it comes out, and that blows my mind. Never expected one person to want to listen to it, and we got 15 that are wanting to listen to it every Monday and Friday.
Yeah, so if you want to talk to us now before we hit the big time, this is your shot.
You can be some of our favorite fans.
Yeah, you can get on the ground floor. You can, we can be like, oh, you've been with us since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and somebody from our Final Fantasy, from mine and Richard's Final Fantasy 14 free company, Pirate White, he gave us a review as well, 5-star review, says, brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Oh, yeah.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't just throw it together.
Oh, but to throw it back to my wife again, she actually does a lot of like prepping with me as the DM and trying to come up with the story, because I don't know, she reads a lot and really gets into horror stuff and everything like that. So I'm always like, I got this idea, let me run it by you. And sometimes she loves it right away. Other times she's just like, that doesn't make any sense. That sounds dumb. Like she doesn't have an issue with telling me that I have a stupid idea. And
it's good.
But
to have
I'm like,
that
okay,
to
well, how
bounce
can I make
ideas
this
with.
better?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's way better than trying to bounce ideas off of us, because it's way better if we don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't share it with y'all. I can't bounce it off of a listener or anything like that. And she's like 50% behind the preparation for each session.
Yeah.
Whether it's her coming up with stuff. I will say the second story arc that's coming up over the next couple months. She probably deserves 75% of the credit behind the preparation for that.
And, still avoiding spoilers, but at the same time, I think it's safe to say that we as players are still kind of reeling.
You're still what?
Reeling.
Oh
Reeling.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that battle and then what happened afterwards. Just like, what? Like, I didn't expect things with Matthias to escalate so quickly. And then I didn't expect a portal with an ugly Shogoth ripping him apart. And then to get arrested, and then a mysterious cat show up and say that I work for her. That's why Victor was just like, I work for her. Like he whatever, go with the flow. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just smile and nod.
Yeah, just smile and nod. Yep. But I mean, my job as the DM is to keep you guys in this particular setting is to keep you guys uneasy. And
Good
I'm
job.
trying to do that.
Mission successful.
It'll be harder since, if we have to record remotely, I won't be able to see your face.
Yeah.
Burn.
Well, because I feel like when y'all think that I'm smiling or something like that, it's usually not for the reasons that you think it is. And like I do things just in person whenever we're playing, where like y'all say something that's like you're thinking like, well, maybe it's this, and I'll just sit there and I'll just nod my head at y'all.
Oh yeah,
whenever
sure,
y'all say it, and y'all look at me, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And so I do feel like we'll miss a little bit of that kind of stuff. Like it's just like I try to leave y'all just with just body language questioning, like, because y'all, it's like y'all come up with an idea and you look at me like, is that the right idea? And I'm just like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
Should I try to get the bow?
Like you could try, yeah, go for it.
We'll get a new character sheet.
So
And,
I kind of hate to be this guy, but we're probably trailing on pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably
You guys are the
even
podcasters,
even
I
with
just-
cuts. Yeah.
I'm not
don't
keep
get me-
talking until you shut me up.
Don't get me wrong. I could talk about this all day and be happy with it.
Oh yeah, totally.
But-
Totally.
We're trying not to like run too crazy long.
No,
Yeah.
and we're at 49 minutes now on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with taking some stuff out, it's not that bad, but yeah, I think this was a great first month. We at the time of recording this, we're already at 356 downloads, which downloads don't mean everything for a podcast.
No, but
or
at the
anything
same
like
time, man, that's impressive. At least to me. That impresses
Yeah.
me.
We're a bunch of nobodies.
Well, you
Ultimately, and but yeah, we're a bunch of nobodies, and we didn't expect anybody to like what we're doing. I mean, well, we did. I'm very proud of what we've done, and I think it's worthy of what it's gotten so far, and I hope that it does more, and more people like it, and we can do more with it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely proud of what we've done so far. I've told you several times behind the scenes that I wouldn't have let my friends know about it. I wouldn't be excited about it if I didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm in this podcast. It's kind of garbage, but you can listen to it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for this month. We could definitely talk about it forever,
Yeah.
and for hours, but we'll definitely keep it under an hour, and we will be back on another Microphones and Morons at the end of April, and hopefully we'll have Max. Hopefully we'll already have started playing again, and hopefully everything in the world gets a little less crazier, and we can figure it out together and stop fighting and everything. So
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
Everybody out there, stay safe, stay healthy.
stay healthy, do everything you can. But yeah, just repeating things that everybody knows, everybody should know, and just hope everybody's all right. And if you have the time, continue listening. Let other people know about us, and hopefully this will be a good distraction for you during this very stressful time.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're dedicated to everything still coming out on schedule.
Yes, and we do have a backlog that takes us into June. That's already recorded, so we have plenty of time to get things adjusted on our end to continue recording.
Yep. And if you like what you've heard so far, keep listening because it gets better.
You know,
Yes, it does. It does get better.
I gotta say, the big backlog kind of makes us feel like geniuses in retrospect.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. But we had no clue. We were just prepared.
Right.
But-
And that's sometimes the best you can do. Be prepared.
Well, yes. Like Scar always said.
Exactly. Great advice. Great song.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's good
So-
advice.
So I hope y'all, everybody that's listened up to this point, I hope you continue to listen and again, let us know, leave us reviews, talk to us. I'm responding to everybody that sends me a DM and talking to them. And I've also been listening to other people's shows. So, yeah. Hope you join us next time here on Microphones and Monsters.
Morons.
Morons this time. We'll have monsters will be in the next episode.
Monsters and morons and microphones.
Yeah. Bye.